Hello, beautiful people. It's Celia Motsoning here. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you're a return subby and a new subby, guys, I really do appreciate your data and your time that you are spending watching these videos. Like I promised yesterday, I've started something that I wish I can just stick to it and see it finish, which is the update of the Senzo Meiwa trial. Now, today's update, remember, it was the third day of Tumelo on the witness stand. It was his Thursday. Now, for someone that's coming across this video for the first time, who is Tumelo? Tumelo is a friend of a deceased person called Senzo Meiwa. Senzo Meiwa was our footballer here in this country that was gunned down in 2014 on the 14th of October. Now, on the day of his passing, he was with his two friends and his girlfriend and the family of the girlfriend, which include the sister of the girlfriend and the mother of the girlfriend. And this happened at the girlfriend's place, or the girlfriend's mother's place. To this day, I still cannot understand clearly whose house was it. Was it the girlfriend Kelly's house, or was it Makumalo's house? I'm still not clear on that one up until today. Even the house, I do know as we speak now, it has been sold. Don't mind me, guys. I'm shining and I'm sweating a little bit because of the light. Fine. Now, the case had started a while ago, and then it got to a halt. This happened in 2014, by the way, but only in 2020? I think it was only in 2020 when the 5 people were arrested for the first time for that case. That case has been one of the most, what can I say? It's complicated. You know, you can use all these big words to explain it. It's one of the intriguing cases in this country because it's the first of a kind that has got 2 files, 2 dockets for the same kind, for the same case, with 2 different sets of suspects. Now, it has got a case number of 2014, which is the case that is sitting right now, that is being trialed at the court, Pretoria High Court. And then it has got another docket which was opened or registered in 2019 January. It has got the number 375, is the famous number in here in this country, and I'm not gonna get into that much details, but I think as I'm doing the updates, I will give a little bit more and more of the information that I know about that case. Now, today marked the 3rd day of the testimony of this particular friend. His name is called Tumelo Madlala. Now, Tumelo has taken a stand from Tuesday, whereas he was supposed to have taken a stand on Monday. And then he was said to have had transport problems that caused him not to be at the court when he was supposed to be. And then the case was postponed to Tuesday. It was adjourned to Tuesday. Then it started on Tuesday as his first day on the stand. Now, today, as the 3rd day, it started with some event. This case looks like each and every day there will be something that's happening. Last week, there was some fire to the nearest building, which affected the entrance and whatever. On Tuesday, when he was supposed to take a stand, it started with journalists, trying to get an interview with him, and he was evading those journalists. It also caused some problems when the case was supposed to start. They had to address that issue first. Today, another incident. Now, Advocate Tefo, he was an advocate in this case, standing for 4 of the 5 guys that were arrested in 2020. In 2020. So he was standing for them, and then he decided at some point that he was giving up because him and the judge presiding the case, they were at loggerheads quite often. And then he gave up, and then now the case has been taken over by the attorney who was working with Advocate Tefo. Now, one of the suspects is being represented by an advocate called Advocate Mshololo. She's a female. At least there is some female energy in that room. Now, today starts with Advocate Tefo being in court in the morning, wanting to have a meeting with the judge. Wanted to see the judge. Actually, he wanted to invite the others to accompany him to go see the judge, because apparently this judge has a rule that he's not going to see an attorney alone or an advocate alone. He has to see them in totality, all of them at the same time. Now, the others are like, sorry, we are not interested. Now he steps out and say, I want to see him by force now. And then security was called. Now, what I like about this case is that it also showed me how men are, in my view, this is my opinion, men are evasive. Men are like to protect each other. Why do I say so? When the case starts, Judge Maumela coming in with a contingency of security for his protection. For the first time since the court had been on trial, it was the first time that he felt he needed security to come to the court. Fine. As he said there, he wanted to address that issue. He wanted to understand what was happening. Why did he need the security? Actually, what was the bone of content that morning? Because there was apparently some sort of chaos. Now, the advocate is avoiding the issue. The prosecutor is avoiding to mention this advocate. He's just talking and say, but advocate. Come this attorney is Titi. We call him Titi. I don't know. I forget his name, but I do know that his surname is Tobani. He is also avoiding to mention the name of Advocate Tefo. And then the female energy in that court, Advocate Zandile Mshololo. She just addressed like, no, Advocate Tefo was here wanting this. We even got a clearer picture of, actually, this is what was happening. Now, the men could not even mention. From the judge, Maumela himself did not mention this advocate that wanted to see him, did that much. The prosecutor couldn't, Titi couldn't brave up to the goals. And Zandile was like, no, advocate for this. And it's not the first time. Was it yesterday or the day before when Advocate Mshololo stepped up again? Oh, it was on Tuesday. the same happened with the journalists. They were like generalizing. It's like it's all the journalists that were running after the witness that's going to testify. And Advocate Michelle was like, no. She came and like bravely so mentioned them that no, it's Newsroom Africa, it's SABC and ENCA. Like, it was sorted. And they were dealt with, those people, and they even went and go and apologize because they knew they were known, unlike taking everybody, putting them under one umbrella. Fine. Now let me try and make this video very, very short. I don't know. I want to keep it under 20 minutes. Tumelo Madlala takes the stand for the first time, points out the suspect after trying to go, hey, that guy can go in circles. But finally, then he pointed out, and the guy that he pointed out is Ntanzi. I remember his surname is Ntanzi. He points him out as the suspect that, hey, I don't know, am I the only one that expected him to have pointed the short guy among the group? Because when he was giving a big description, long, the description was so clearer of the person that entered the house and stood in the middle. And it's like, that is the person that he got a better glimpse of than the person that when he was coming out of the lounge, he made Senzo pinning down one suspect, and he just went and punched that guy with a fist, and then the gun went off, and then he ran away. So he managed to get a better glimpse of that guy at the door than the guy that was in the middle. Like, it's strange to me, but maybe it does make sense to someone else. To me, it does not make sense, because it feels like if these suspects are the ones that were there, the first person that he was supposed to recognize is the short one, the one that just stood and gave them a fright, more than the one that was there by the door, pinned down by Senzo. But then we don't know. Now, he carries on giving what they call the evidence in chief, led by advocate. Who's this advocate? Kunjibatu. Why am I going to forget this advocate now? Oh, Advocate Baloi. Guys. Now, the judge talks about the ticket, which yesterday Advocate Mshalolo and Advocate and Titi wanted to see today, because there is something off about his absence on Monday. Now, attitude, arrogance of Mugai. It was bad. That guy. I thought the previous witness, who is Patrick Mtetwa, Sergeant Patrick Mtetwa, I thought he had an attitude. We hadn't seen anything. Tumelo, shame. He does have attitude. A bad one, if I have to say so. And then, now before then, I think I saw something. Okay, let me not talk about that first. That one, I think I will end with it. Arrogance. Okay, fine. I spoke about arrogance, and then he testifies that he called Sfiso Meiwa. Sfiso Meiwa is the brother of Senzo Meiwa, and he told Sfiso about what had happened. He also admits that they were drinking. He was part of the people that were drinking, even though now, because for many people who do not drink, they think if a person says I was drinking, they mean like I was drunk. They think like if a person drinks, like they are drunk automatically. Because I could understand that was the version, or maybe it was just the attorneys at play, I don't know. Advocate Mshololo and Titi, they really did want to get away with him and admitting that he was drunk. Unfortunately for them, Judge Maumela came into Tumelo's rescue. That I do know that Puzile is the past tense of I was drinking, and drinking does not necessarily mean I was drunk. And he finally did clarify that he was drinking, yes, but he does not believe that he was drunk, because everything that happened he was fully aware of. That's why he can still remember what happened, and that's why he managed to do this and that and that and that. Fine. And then Advocate Baloyi also talks to him about him being in the witness protection program. He admits to that, and that it was in Mlazi and it was boring there for him. And something very important, he clearly states that they did not keep their promises to him, the promises they made to him. Now, Advocate Baloyi does not ask him, who are those that you're talking about? What kind of promises that they made to you? So I'm so eager to have Titi and Advocate Mshololo clarifying that, because I really would like to have that one very, very clear as to actually what happened there. What did they promise you? And then he said now that they did not keep their side of the deal, he just stayed about 2 to 3 weeks, and then he said he checked out. He said, "Angza's born." Now okay, fine. That is almost where his evidence in chief ends, and then now started what we call the cross-examination now by the attorneys. Attorney Titi, who is Tobani, stood up and he started with the ticket. Asked him about his whereabouts, as to he has a witness that will come and testify that actually he arrived last week Thursday. By last week Thursday already he was in Gauteng, yet we were told that actually no, he was still in Devon. So now the only thing that can clarify that is the ticket, which he said he will bring, but he wants it to be seen only by the judge, no one else. Then another interesting thing that came up was about the Netflix. There was a documentary of Netflix, I think many of you would know. So Titi drove the point that he was paid, Tumelo was paid to be in that documentary, and he admitted. And for the first time, it was like one of the questions that he just answered directly and said yes. Whereas all the time when he's asked a question, he makes an essay. He goes to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, before he comes to the point. He says he was paid because he had pictures of Senzo that were not football pictures in his possession, and he told them that, you know what, I've got these pictures. If I give it to you, they are my pictures. You're not gonna get them for free. and this is my time that you'll be sitting with me, asking me questions. You're gonna pay for my time. Therefore, he says that's the reason why he was paid. And then came Titi with a theory. The theory says he will bring a witness to come and testify in the effect of Kelly wanted to control Senzo, in other words, and because she's a musician, sorry. As a musician, she is all over the place. She'll not be home for some time. Then she asked Zandile to come and stay with Senzo so that she guards Senzo. Like, if that theory is true, then I don't know what obsession and control are. I just hope for Kelly's sake that is not true, because if that is true, like, she was actually putting a mouse next to a cat and expecting that they will live in peace, that the mouse will guard the cat. And as we know, the relationship between cats and mice, yeah. So if what that witness is telling is the truth, then what happened next was Zandile and Senzo ended up having a sexual relationship. And now, from what I understood, that could be the reason why there was this big fight that happened the Sunday that Senzo died, upon the boyfriend of Zandile at that time, who was Longwe Twala, him finding out and coming to confront them. So that was even though it was not said in these ways that I'm using right now, but that was a picture that was painted. And then there was an issue of the crutches. Tumelo, at one stage, he claimed his crutches were taken by the police. He was told he should not take them. But then, unfortunately for him, Titi has evidence that now it was not the case. And Tumelo was stupid for him to try and claim that happened, because there are footages of the police and the newspapers, the media, of the day after the incident happened, the Monday after, because when this incident happened, it was a Sunday. There are footages of videos that show him with both his crutches. So if he says the crutches were taken that Sunday evening, like, how come on Monday he had crutches? So Titi did, but guess what? Tumelo was like standing on the mountain, only because now the police did go to Durban to go take the crutches, and they did take the crutches back. He wanted to capitalize on the fact that they were returned to me. I even have got evidence that I did get them back. But he does not want to agree about the timeline of when these crutches were taken from him. And then time of the incident, at least he stuck to the same time that he talked about in the documentary, which is something to 9. In the documentary, he talks about something to 9. Everybody talks about something to 9. Therefore, at least he stood up with that time. Today, when asked, it's one of the few questions that he was also direct on. And then Titi said he will bring a witness that will attest to the fact of there was some scuffle that happened in the house, people fighting, even a person jumping his wall, coming to his side. It's a neighbor now, around 7 p.m. So we are waiting that. It will be one of the witnesses that we are keen to hear about, because the timeline will also now prove a lot of things. Now, Tumelo still maintains that Longwe Twala started this whole thing by pushing the guy that was in the middle of the house and pushed the one that was by the door, and that is the reason why a gun was fired. So he feels like Longwe is to blame for that, because he ran away after that. But somehow he blames Longwe for pushing that guy. Had he not pushed that guy, then that guy would not have shot a shot, and maybe that's why Senzo died, according to him. And he says they even had an argument at Fosloras police station about it, where he was confronting Longwe Twala about it. Now, the interesting part is when Titi puts a theory to him that there is someone that jumped the wall into the neighbor's side, and then jumped back again. Guess what? He knows. He says, I even know his name. This guy talks too much, guys. And he claims the guy was Mthokozisi Twala. Yesterday, when he testified, he said he didn't know what happened to Mthokozisi. He did not even look. He did not know what happened to Mthokozisi. But today, he knows that Mthokozisi did jump a wall, even though he says he doesn't know whether he jumped back, but he does know that he jumped the wall. Yes, and then I think the last issue was the phone number. Titi wanted him to write down for Popia Act so that he does not make the number known to everyone. He wanted him to write the number of which he was calling Sfiso Meiwa, who is Senzo's brother. He wanted that phone number that he says he called him on. And now that's where he also pretended that he does not understand, because he was like, I no longer use my phone. Hey, that number, I don't use it anymore. So he pretended, in my view, in my opinion, he pretended like he understood the question as referring to his own phone number. But actually, because he never answered that question after that, so it feels like he was just buying time by pretending what and what and what. Now, the two moments that really, for me, I found like, no, I think it's one. Let me just talk about this one. The use of the word happy. He was asked about the statement that he wrote. He said he did not write any of the statements, as we know that our police usually are the ones that write statements for us. But we all know again that they give you the statement to read and then you sign after. Now, Titi Tobane asked him, were you happy with the statement? Now that you were not the one that wrote it, were you happy with the statement? Guys, I still blame that translator. That translator, I blame him for not clarifying that, no, actually, this is not happy. Like, for not translating it in a way that this guy can understand that it does not mean you are happy like you are happy, like, hey, and then it made who? That question. Yeah, I'm forever happy. What do you mean when you say I was happy? Yeah, because I'm forever happy. And then after some time he remembers, there was death at the time. I must say, how can I be happy when my friend has died? How can I be happy? So That one I really do blame the translator for it, because it was his duty to make sure that Tumelo understands that it was just like, are you satisfied, or were you satisfied with the contents of the statement when you signed? Yes. Oh, there it goes, my me and talking slow and talking too much. Now my video is over 30 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. I know you don't love long videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're coming across this video for the first time. Subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. I would like to engage with you. Tell me if you really do want more of these updates, because if you don't want them, then there's no point that I should be doing them. But if you really do want them and enjoy them, I'll bring more, and I think I'll improve with each and every one of them. I won't ramble this much. Please like this video, like it, set the notification bell while you are at it. Bye bye, guys. I love you.